Face reveal. Whoa. Just kidding. There's like a bazillion, well, maybe not a bazillion, but there's a bunch of real life pictures on Instagram. If that's your thing, you should follow there. If that is your thing. We'll be doing a bunch of like jump cuts in these sort of in real life videos just to get further to the point, and they're not scripted, they're just like off the cuff, as you can tell. So a while back, I had originally posited that I'd wanted to do videos just like this, public, but on the Patreon. However, that didn't really bear fruit, so we're doing it now. However, we're changing a part of that plan because I don't really know if I like the way in which Patreon sort of lets you or doesn't let you search and filter stuff on the site. So if someone wanted to, like, in the distant future, find a very specific video of this sort of talky Tuesday situation, they would have a way harder time doing it on Patreon, whereas on YouTube, you could just pop in the title and then sort of roughly what you want, and you might have better luck, right? The search functionality is just better, I feel. And like I said, on the plus side, a lot of the stuff to do with those videos is completely unchanged. It's still completely free stuff for anybody who wants to find it or whatever, right? That was always originally in the plan. It would just be hosted on Patreon servers and have their whole infrastructure sort of going through all those videos. The reason for doing this now is because we're kind of like at a great period for it, right? We've just finished the Skyrim playthrough and all of that. So I've got a decent amount of free time, which I'm beginning to fill up with other things coming. That's something that we should talk about here. That should probably also be in the video title. So after Fallout 2, we'll be going into Baldur's Gate 2, which was the plan for sort of a while now, and also a big reason to start up these videos as well, because a lot of times, sort of as the channel has gotten bigger, I will get frequently asked questions, and these are questions just like, oh, are you going to play Baldur's Gate 3? And of course, if I answer that, the likelihood that someone else will see the answer to that is pretty low unless they're on the exact same video looking at those comments and all of that. So this hopefully alleviates that problem and gives people like somewhere to look. Anyway, going back, after Fallout 2, Baldur's Gate 2, and then from Baldur's Gate 2 into Baldur's Gate 3, which who even knows how long that could take? Probably like a year, roughly. I jokingly said in a comment to someone else that it would probably be around the time that they would do a Baldur's Gate 3 expansion or whatever, if they even do anything like that. I have no idea if that's in the cards for Larian. Taking the spot of Skyrim will effectively be Starfield when it comes out. However, we do have like a little bit less than a month until Starfield hits, and I do want something in that spot. So I've got something planned, a much shorter game that we should be able to finish in about 30 to 50 videos, and that'll go out actually daily as sort of a way for me to get ready for Starfield in a way to begin, because when Starfield hits, I do want to make daily Starfield videos that are about an hour long, as per usual. And I feel like this will be a good way to sort of get myself reacclimated for that situation, right? But what it is, I don't yet want to say, not yet. It's a little bit of a fun surprise, but it'll make sense. That's happening. It's been on our to-do list for a while. There are other things that were higher up on that to-do list that I would have liked to have gotten done sooner, but it's just not on the cards because we're just effectively having to fill this weird sort of period of time where there's just a few days, and a lot of those games that are on that list are fucking gigantic. They're going to take a long-ass time. Anyway, this mystery game, when it does start going out, it will be all effectively recorded in advance because I want to try and get it all done for when Starfield lands. Starfield itself, will sort of be recorded in advance because I just won't be able to help myself. I just want to keep playing the game when it comes out, right? It's not going to work out waiting to do about an hour every day, right? That's not going to cut it for me. It'll be very similar to how we handled Elden Ring on the channel way back when that came out. And I do expect the mystery game to sort of overlap with the start of Starfield, and that's fine. It'll just wrap up as Starfield is getting started. So, in summation, the plan is Morrowind Mondays continues as usual, always going to happen, completely unabated. After Morrowind Mondays, on what would normally be the Skyrim schedule, it will be this mystery game, but that will be daily, right? It will be daily. That way we can finish it up kind of around the beginning of next month or so. And then Starfield will also be daily when that lands. And on the usual CRPG slot, which is days that do not have a T in them, that will be Baldur's Gate 2 and then Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, as for videos like this one, where it's just me talking into a camera, like I said, I want to do these more often. We will try to commit to doing them once a week to sort of answer questions I've been getting a lot of, maybe even just talking about general channel maintenance stuff, sort of more behind the scenes stuff, sort of taking inspiration, I would say, from recently. Tim Kaine of Fallout fame, but many other games as well, but probably most recently and most relevant to the channel, Fallout, the 1 and 2 Fallout Classic. He's got his own YouTube channel where he sort of does something similar, and also taking inspiration from other people on YouTube who make videos like this on a quasi-weekly basis. I'm pretty sure Grovana does on occasion do this Sup Saturdays thing. Like I said, maybe we got like a Talky Tuesday. I don't know. The Tuesday Talk. I don't know. It'll be something roughly once a week. But I don't want to be so deeply beholden to that notion. If there's just not much going on, we skip a week. Or if I'm busy, around holidays, I get super busy out of town, seeing family, we skip a week or so, stuff like that. That's no big deal whatsoever. As you can see, we got like a whole lighting thing compared to the now pretty old video, the crowdfunding video, where I was using such a shit webcam. This is still a webcam, but it's one of the like more popular, better ones. It's the C920 from Logitech, which a lot of folks use and recommend and all of that. It's kind of like middle of the line. It's not one of those amazing, gosh, I don't even remember the names of them. It's like a DSLR sort of camera. They're like the really expensive, ridiculously expensive kind. Maybe someday I'll get my hands on one of those someday. Maybe go secondhand with that, because that's kind of that's pretty. They're pretty wild. They really get up there in price, but they do look incredible. They look absolutely incredible. I've also got, I don't know if you can see in the reflection of my glasses, I've got proper lighting. Look, you can see how it alters the palm of my hand there. I've got proper lighting there because otherwise, as you can see in the background, a lot of this space is just like hit with yellowed light, which is, I think, the standard in at least a lot of American homes, but I think just homes in general tend to use yellow tinted light because it's slightly easier on your eyes and a lot more calming than bright white light that's fluorescent. It's very sterile. You see it in a lot of like commercial places rather than residences. It is actually pretty good for streaming or making a video of yourself talking into it. Hence why this light here, this like ring light, is really really bright and white. Anyway, you'll also get to see sort of my progression with just talking into a camera. I'm not even sure what I'll do for the thumbnail. Maybe I don't know, maybe my sort of YouTuber ridiculous ostentatious thumbnail can be me just looking a little upset, like like slightly annoyed, like something like that. Anyway, we'll do another one of these videos in about a week. Maybe I will shoot for Tuesdays. Maybe I'll do that. I have no idea if this mic has been an adequate distance from my mouth. I don't know. Usually I have it a bit closer, but compressors and stuff should be able to work their magic. But yeah, this is like a fun opportunity, this period after Skyrim has ended and before Starfield has begun. It's sort of like a change of eras, right? It's like we're entering the 4th era. We can establish sort of these sorts of talking videos. I want to update, I was talking about earlier, I want to update the channel, what do you call it, profile picture, the avatar or whatever, right? Because, I don't know, that's now a bit of an older picture of me, right? That's a younger version of myself. I'm getting old, man. Anyway, like I said, a lot of these will have just jump cuts out the ass, because I'm real bad at just talking into a camera. Like I said, this will be a skill that gets developed on and on. It'll be like a fun, weird experiment. It almost fulfills the original role of Morrowind Mondays, which was a sort of time capsule. I guess this almost works better, but I think this can also work in tandem with Morrowind Mondays. And it's also, of course, worth keeping in mind that we're at a point in the channel where Morrowind Mondays, not everybody's watching it. Different people have come to the channel for different things. Whereas a video of me just talking, someone can see that and be like, oh, this is a subject matter I'm interested in with regards to the channel or whatever we decide to go into. I'll click on it. I'll watch it, right? Anyway, thanks for watching this. Like I said, these were originally going to be Patreon, sort of free to everybody videos, but on Patreon. Thanks to the folks on Patreon, subbing up and all that. Thanks to anybody doing anything along those lines. Appreciate it. Like I said, we're going to try to do these every week, unless something happens. Anyway, thanks again. Please take care of each other.